Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I've got a compilation of some of the stories I've read over the years that genuinely freaked me out the first time I came across them. These are the kinds of tales that stick with you. The ones that make you glance over your shoulder in the dark, or rethink something as simple as knocking on a stranger's door. So sit back, relax if you can, and let's dive in. It was the longest drive I'd ever taken for a pizza delivery. 20 minutes out on dirt roads. Isn't that crazy where I live? But it felt endless that night. They'd ordered 4 large pies a party. I figured, so I expected a decent tip. The building sat in a clearing in the forest. No other cars, no lights. The place looked sketchy and abandoned. I parked, called my boss, asked him to read the address back to me 3 times to make sure I hadn't screwed up. He was in a bad mood and told me to at least knock. He'd be furious if I brought back 4 pies, he said. I forced myself up to the front door and knocked hard. Nothing. I knocked again and shouted that I was the pizza guy. Silence. Then, faintly, some rustling from inside. On impulse, I knocked one more time. That's when I saw someone at the window. Only their eyes were visible, opened wider than I'd ever seen, staring right at me. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. The stare alone made me drop the pizzas and run to my car. My car wouldn't start at first. It took 3 tries. I pulled off the grass and back onto the dirt road. And then something felt wrong. The car was dragging, like it was hitting something. I stopped, got out, and my stomach dropped. All 4 tires had been slashed. Whoever did it must have done it while I was at the door. I locked myself in the car and called 911. The operator told me to stay hidden and keep on the line. I was shaking so badly, I could barely breathe. I glanced in the rearview mirror and saw the same face. Only now, I could tell it was a woman. Her eyes were wider than human, and the corner of her mouth curled into a slow smile. I opened the door and sprinted into the woods, without caring how loud I was. I hid behind a giant fallen log, trying to control my breathing until I heard sirens. When the police arrived and searched that building, they found nothing except 2 spiky objects, the same kind used to slash tires. The officers guessed maybe a sick couple, but they never found them. I quit that job the next day. I still see her eyes sometimes in the corner of my mind. There's a weird, quiet mountain etiquette during blizzards. If someone's desperate and asks shelter, you let them in. I was the desperate one. What began as a hunting trip turned into a blizzard. Lost and freezing, I stumbled on a log cabin between a ring of trees. No lights. I knocked. Footsteps approached. The door cracked, and a voice said, "Come in. Leave your boots by the door." I pushed the door open and stepped into dim candlelight. The man, or whatever he was, remained a silhouette in the corner. He offered me a couch and said nothing else. I dropped my bag and laid down, exhausted, but kept feeling watched. I closed my eyes and waited for footsteps to signal he'd left the room. They never came. When I opened my eyes, his silhouette was closer. Pale skin showed faintly from the candle glow. I took my things, thanked him, and left without looking any closer. Down the hill, I found another cabin with lights on. The old couple who answered the door invited me in, gave me tea, and listened as I told the story. Then the woman said, puzzled, "That cabin's owner was murdered 2 years ago. It's been vacant since. I'm 27 and live alone in a small Virginia town. My parents are close by. My mom, sweet, anxious, and with mild dementia, used to let herself in sometimes because I had given her a key. One night, I came home from a bar, found the door unlocked, and found a note in my mom's handwriting next to a half-eaten cake. You forgot this at our house. I assumed Mom had come over and gone upstairs to wait for me. I went upstairs and heard footsteps. I sighed, annoyed that she was waiting up again, and called up to her. There was no answer. Then I saw a head peek around the top corner of the stairs and look down at me. I screamed into my phone and ran to my parents' house. My dad told me he'd call the cops and then told me to wait, but then said, "That's not possible. Your mom's right here. She's sleeping next to me." At my parents' house, my mom was already on the porch, worried. She confirmed she had not come over that night. Police searched my house, the crawl space, the attic. Nothing. My dad started stopping her from coming over alone after that. I still get cold thinking about the outline of a head that watched me from upstairs. Another night. I was home alone writing a paper when I heard my mom calling my name from downstairs. I called back and she answered, then called my name again from the basement. I went down, lights off, and called again. Her voice came again, identical each time. I crawled into the weird basement closet. It was pitch black inside, and when no one was there, I bolted back upstairs, slammed the door, and called my mom. She was at the grocery store. When she and my dad came home, we went down together. The closet door was still open. My dad went in. Nothing, no explanation. That echoing voice calling my name is the most unexplainable thing I've experienced. One summer night in 2016, I was out drinking with friends. We saw something strange, someone or something hiding in a bush. As we got closer, the bush started making an off-putting noise. We screamed and ran away, half terrified and half laughing. That night, I fell asleep, easily drunk, then woke in the pitch black, paralyzed. I couldn't move. A noise I recognized from the bush filled the room. I turned my eyes to the foot of my bed and saw a grotesque, floating head, mouth open, making that same sound. Its body seemed to blend with the darkness. It leaned in until inches from my face, and then faded. When I could move again, I screamed, flicked on the lamp, and found nothing. My parents insisted it was sleep paralysis. But what I saw felt far more vivid than any dream. These are the kinds of stories that never leave you. The ones you replay in your head on quiet nights. If you enjoyed this compilation, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share your own creepy experiences in the comments. Until next time, stay safe and stay in the light.